the like button, subscribe.
Defense wins championships, everybody.
Welcome to HAIRitage Sports Talk. We're live. This is where we talk about everything on the outside, everything on the inside, and definitely everything in the cut. One thing I do want to get out is let everybody know what we do here. We listen to those rumors. We don't speak about them. We talk the truth. We bring up history. We talk about the real things. I got to bring the guys in, though, because without the guys, it's not a show. So first off, you know how we do it all the time. I got to bring in my right-hand man, Mr. Tony Harvey.
What's happening, Rodney, legendary Brown? Good to see you again. I hope you're in good health as well as the family, man. It's good to see you.
It's been good, bro. Same to you, man. It's been a minute, but we back. We always come back. You know we do it. We do it like that.
We are back. We are back.
Yes, sir. So next up, never slow, always on time, my man, Mr. D Speed. Welcome to HAIRitage Sports Talk.
Yes, man. Long time no see.
Long time no
Long
see.
time no see, man.
Mr. D Speed.
What's happening, RB?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good, man. How you been, bro?
Doing pretty good, man. T Hard, what's good with you, Jim?
We good. We good, man. Good to see you.
That's
good to hear
what's up,
from you,
man.
bro.
Most definitely.
I'm back in your space.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Uh-oh.
always a pleasure to introduce our guy, Mr. EL, Mr. Elijah Lewis, HAIRitage Sports Talk. What's up, Elijah?
What is going on? It's nice to see everybody again. And so since we haven't seen everybody in a while, it's time for us to open up with a word of prayer before we start with our program here today.
Let's do it, brother.
All right, let's go ahead and open up with a word of prayer. Father God, we come to you today. We want to make sure that we have a level of protection for our Sacramento community. First off, I want to thank you for making the A's be in first place, Lord, and letting Nick Kurtz hit that ball over that fence, Lord, so that we can stay in first place. Father God, also make it so that Sacramento has enough hotel rooms just in case that we make it to the World Series, so that all of the media can get inside of Sacramento and have enough. Father God, we also want to pray in your mighty name. Please don't fire Doug Christie. Doug Christie ain't did nothing wrong. And he used to be with them Sacramento Kings, Lord. And Father God, please expose the NBA to treating us horribly and putting weights in the ping pong ball that they give every year so we don't get that first pick. Please go ahead and show their wickedness. In the mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Man. Was that a prayer or a sermon?
Hey, I tell you what. That's cool, man, because it all makes sense. So
y'all going to hell. Y'all going to hell. I'm gonna just say, you think I'm gonna sit up here and be a part of this? Nah, y'all, all three of y'all, every single one of y'all. For you, Elijah, for saying the damn prayer, and Rodney and T Hard, y'all shouldn't even said amen to that. I don't know what that debauchery was.
We have to pray that Sacramento makes it through this. What if we go to a World Series and we don't got no hotel?
Man, D.
Let's start the beginning of
these past few days.
I'm gonna be cool.
And the A's are playing well, but when he came down there to the Kings, it's like, we all kind of been feeling it anyway. I've been, talking about it, personally and on social media and stuff like that. It's like, what's really going on? It's like the NBA don't like the Sacramento Kings. For all these people that did about 14 years ago to 15 years ago to save this team from Bolton or being sold to Seattle, okay? They had one of the worst records in the league this past season, D-Speed, and they end up with a 7th pick in the draft lottery. A 7th pick. And then the team that you find, Utah, got fined last year and this past season for tanking. They get the number 2 pick. Okay, Indiana got what was coming to them anyway, because they definitely was tanking. Okay, they lost their pick because of that trade with the Clippers that sent the Civic Zubac to the Pacers. Okay, if they had got the top 4 pick, they would have been safe. They ended up getting 5th, so they had to swap with the Clippers. So the Indiana got what they want, but Sacramento wasn't tanking, D. That's what I'm saying. So, you know,
T-Hard.
A player may have been
that. No, that is still no reason for you to conclude that debauchery of a prayer that Elijah tried to do.
That's what you going for.
Okay, with an amen. I understand the facts in which you saying, yeah, y'all got played. But we ain't talking about that. We talking about him.
You talk about that amen part.
That I'm really not. It's a family show, so I'm watching the words that I say very wisely. But we all know that the first letter of the word starts with the B, and the last letter starts with an S of that prayer that he tried to do. Now, I'm not going to overtly say it because it had God in it, so I'm really going to give all praise. But now, at the same time, you using God to help 2 whack teams that's going to just stay being whack.
That's debauchery right there.
I'm going to say it real calm. I'm not a Sacramento hater.
That's blasphemy what you just said.
No, it's not. No, it is facts what I just said. Y'all organization ain't going to never believe in y'all the way y'all think. The organization ain't going to never believe in this team the way y'all think.
Hey, okay, look, if I could just add a little bit of context to the conversation, okay? You know what's been going on for the last 21 season, 1 playoff. All right, okay, so I guess we can agree there, D-Speed, that it has been a culture of losing that going on. I will say that. I don't discount that.
Y'all got a dope fan base, but y'all
that's just it.
Sucks.
Can the fans get something? They don't want spending the money. They don't want buying the tickets. They don't want buying the uniforms. Okay, they don't want supporting the organization.
They're the ones who got y'all to stay here, and y'all ain't gave them nothing to say thank you back.
I don't know what's going on, bro. So, really, any type of prayer will help.
The ping pong balls. The ping pong balls of the lie.
So what's going on, Elijah?
Yeah. I got something to say about that too, Elijah. I got something to say about that too.
Here we go.
They did have a representative. They did have a representative from the Kings here. Okay. He was in the room when they did the actual draft lottery. Remember, they only come out and tell you, team by team. But he was actually in the room. He saw the ping pong balls go up and how they landed, and that's what it was. The only thing that it was when they came, when they went live on TV, they were, they sworn not to say anything about what place that the Kings were in. But he was in there. And he said it was not. He said it was not rigged. That's what he say. I know, we don't have to believe everything, but this is what he Deuce Mason to be exact. That's what he came out and reported.
No, I actually watched the full lottery because they have to put it by law on there. And now they changed the rules this year. So it's a combination of numbers. We don't know the combination of numbers. Let's go back to the balls with the pictures on them. How we know that they wasn't lying about what the numbers was? The number combination, if you watch it. So any of y'all out there, if you go on YouTube and type in full NBA lottery, watch it.
It's
right.
It's like they don't explain them rules.
Right.
What's up?
Can we start the show? I'm done with this prayer and where it's going.
We ain't talking about the prayer. We talking about
No. Look, man. Look, y'all lost. Y'all got Fandango. It happened. You got 7. It sucks, but
well, AD, before we get into it, though, how you feel about the Warriors getting number, what they get, 11? 12?
Yeah.
Well,
how you feel about that?
Man, look, it sucks too. I ain't gonna lie to you, but at the same time, I ain't that invested enough to go ahead and start my damn episode off with a prayer. Thank you. I mean, I feel
Okay,
it.
yeah, we better start the show because he's gonna keep going back to that. We're not gonna get over that hump. We're not gonna get over that obstacle right there. They just,
Nah, I'm
he
just
just,
playing with y'all, man.
that's a speed bump for sure. All right.
Offside.
All right. Yes, sir. So, man, it's been a minute. It's been a while. Last time we talked, we was going into the playoffs. We were talking about who was going to make it. The Lakers was number 3 seed. All that's fared out what it is now. We're in the semifinals with the New York Knicks. They swept Pistons. They ran over them like they were the
76ers, right?
I mean, 76ers. My bad. Yeah, you're right. 76ers. I don't know why I keep getting those two teams mixed up. And then you got the Lakers. The Lakers are down. They're about to come on, and they're on right now. I don't know what the score is. We'll bring that up live in a minute when we get discussing. They're down 3-0. They're facing elimination. And then you've got the Spurs, who Wemby just got ejected from the last game. They were going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards, he helped lead when he got ejected. I don't know. What do you guys call? They said that he wasn't going to be suspended for the next day. So how do you guys feel about that? Let's go there first.
Well, he's not going to be suspended for the next game, so I guess that's really bodes well for the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know what to call it or what to make it at, because I see those type of bowls being thrown all the time in the NBA, and those two right there, they got history,
right?
Nas and Wemby, because Nas and got Wemby a few times in the past, not as bad as that one, but I guess Wemby was like, when I get a chance, I'm throwing these bowls and stuff. So I don't know what to make of it. It is basketball. I've seen worse, and that was really bad, to be exact. That was bad. I thought he was going to get suspended for a game for that, but considering what the situation is, and television ratings and all that, they're not going to sit Wemby down for that.
Let's talk about that. Tone, let's talk about that, because there's been a lot of, and I want to go through these teams and where everybody sits at the same time, but I also want to talk about, there's been a lot of conversation about the refereeing and the officiating of these series, and it seems like nobody's happy with the officiating throughout the series, because they're saying it's like one-sided. If it's OKC, then they're getting calls, or they're not getting calls. If it's the New York Knicks, they're getting certain calls or they're not getting calls. How do you feel about the unevenness and just the officiating? I do have something to say about that, but I want to hear D Speed perspective first about the officiating.
It's been this way. It's been this way, bro. You've been having officials who have favoritism towards teams. I don't know whether a directive was given to them or not, or if it's their own narrative, but it's not something that's new this season. It's just something that's being blatantly shown this season. I guarantee you, had it been Draymond doing a foul just as Wemby did, he would have been suspended for another game. But because Wemby is kind of like the new face, kind of favoritism boy, and the NBA or us as media outlets or whatever have seemed to want to demonize behavioral play like that of Draymond or any other of the players who play more aggressive style or have a history of known to get rough. So now, okay, you want to take it a little lighter on him. Nah, make it even across the board. And that starts with the officials, but it's kind of like, who polices the police? Who's going to police the officials who are supposed to be policing the way that this game is played and keep it on the even playing field? So it's not that it's going to be fair. Duh, we've seen it. It's been the case. It's just now that it's being shown and being more prevalent. What are you going to do about it?
Elijah.
It's been going on since the 90s. They've been treating Charles Barkley like that when he been getting plays just because of if they don't like somebody or if they like somebody, that's where the play is going. And it's just like everything is going. Like the Knicks was getting all kinds of calls. I have to admit it. You know me, I've always rooted for the Knicks to see what happens to them, but they were getting calls, and there's some things that I've seen, but they let them get away with it. We'll see what happens when everything comes down and the decision that the NBA front office has to say.
Well, I agree with D-Speed and EL on this one. And yes, it's been going way back, 90s, mid 80s, maybe, whatever. And just seeing how, they ain't been calling a lot of calls, true enough. But it's just something about how they be trying to set things up. Now, if they could have a New York Knicks versus the Los Angeles Lakers, they would have made that happen. But the Lakers they just don't have it. So right now, as far as the money and the viewership and all that, is swinging in the favor of the New York Knicks. And I think we pretty much saw that in Philly. Because come on, they wasn't getting no calls in Philly in that game. All right. And they was drowned out by New York Knicks fans anyway. So the NBA was like, hey, this is cool. This is cool. And you officiators, okay, you referees, officials better get this right. All right. That's what we're just seeing here because it's been going on. All right. It's all about no matchups and what's going to bring in the bread, the money and things like that. That's how I see it. All right. Don't think these officials don't have nothing to do with it because they do. They do. That's my thought on that.
I totally agree with you. I think that, because we just, we've been seeing, I don't know, man, it's just gotten weird lately when you start talking about the NBA. Because just the other day, we had an official going after a coach because the coach said something to him that he didn't like. So it's kind of like, I don't know, me and Marisha were talking, we were in the barbershop one day and we had some clients in there. And the clients seemed to speak about how ever since it's gotten to the part of where gambling has been accepted.
Yeah, now you're talking.
On a majority. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden there's a lot of, and excuse my language for this, but a lot of shit has been watered down and it seems like things have been affected by decision making from officials to players. We've got players who have been found guilty of altering. We'll just call it altering. We're altering the game. Either taking so many shots, not taking so many shots, stepping back. We've got coaches who have been accused allegedly of gambling that's affecting the game. So I hate to go back to this conversation, but is this affecting professional sports? We know it's entertainment, but should we try to mask it more and make it entertainment, or do we keep it the same as it's just all out right in front of your eyes? Like no matter how much money.
I think you got to change the word of it. It's not even entertaining because we know what it is, because it's so blatant. I'm not even gonna hold you. This has been the most unengaged I've ever been since NBA playoffs have been in part. I haven't watched a full playoff game, and it could be personal schedule, but a lot of it is personal desire. It's fake. And it's set up, and it's even more scripted to me than any of the other sports. Like even WWE, bro. Like I know what I'm gonna get when I watch that. I know they're gonna put on the show. I know they're gonna entertain me. Okay, but this isn't entertainment. This is a sports. That's why they call it World Wrestling Entertainment instead of NBA. If you want to call it the NBA, then call it NBA Entertainment, because that's what exactly you're putting on a show. And it
National Basketball Nation.
Yeah, bro, it doesn't. It seems so unauthentic that it doesn't want me. I don't want to engage with it to the fullness thereof. And you could take that from being a part of it from any fan base. I guarantee you this season, every single fan base has seen probably a decline in ticket sales.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, it has not been exciting at all.
Yeah, it's just so scripted and so BS from the players themselves flopping and it being more of an actor's guild as opposed to what can your physical skill set do and produce. From coaches wanting to, be fugazi and say we're gonna tank some games, whether that's an organizational call. Like, it's just so much BS. And it's like, bro, I don't even want to watch it. Yeah, I'm a Warriors fan because I'm from the Bay, but I'm the old school. I like the old school way of basketball, of how it's played. Now it's more of an
Just call it
entertainment
the
value.
acting guild.
Yeah, that's really what it is, bro. I watched LeBron, bro, and it's nothing against him. I was watching it. Something that was on social media platform about him and a lot of these other famous players who have done more flopping than they have, really affecting the game, and the faces that they make. And it's hilarious, bro. So I'm like, bro, I'm watching it for that. You became a meme instead of a poster. Like, think about that. You used to applaud on getting posterized, but now people there's more memes than posters being made of some of these players. You gotta look at it, man. It's a show.
So I do want to, before we go any further, I do want to say this for all those that's watching right now. Can you please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, hit the like button so you know when we coming on. Matter of fact, tag that little bell so that way when you know when we coming on, we live, that you're gonna get notified on that part of it. I will say this though, on Instagram, the original Big Op, he agreed. He said it's horrible, man. He said, and a lot of players are soft as jello, including Mr. James. And I've had conversations with cats that come into the shop, and we speak about how soft the league has particularly gotten, right? So one client, he just made a statement that it kind of hit me a little bit different, because he was like, man, look at LeBron. Look how soft LeBron is. I was like, but hold on. Can you blame the players? So this is my question to you guys. LeBron came into the league where it was somewhat physical, because it was 23 years ago. It was somewhat physical, but it was also changing at the time to when you couldn't put your forearm on nobody. You couldn't check nobody. You couldn't do certain things. So he became the face of the league at the same time the league got a lot softer. Do we blame the players for them playing the type of game that they've implemented, or do we blame the league for making it easier for the players? And does this, my last question today, I just want to get it all out there, I'm gonna let y'all discuss it, but does this make greater players nowadays compared to what it was before?
Start that one.
I think it starts. I don't think it starts the NBA level.
I want to say it started around the time of 9/11, when kids in Pee Wee ball, they were starting to go ahead and start all these participation trophies and concussion protocols, and a lot of these things and factors to that. And these kids that are playing this travel ball with these club ball, it started to become of that. One of the recruits that's going to be going to Sac State, I go to church with, Malachi Brown. His mom pulled him out of a tournament, and we were in Reno to go do some video of him because she was worried about him having more injuries. So this is something that has become before that, and that has come into the league, and the league has become softer because of what's going on outside of there.
What you think, Tom?
You're muted, Tom.
You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and I like a lot what Elijah's saying there. Because there's so many components, there's so many aspects, factors, that's going into with this too, and I'm not saying that it balance out everything, because like the players, we're dealing with this load management. You don't know when the player's gonna play. Some players don't play on back-to-back and all that stuff, okay? So, the players got their own thing going on too, okay? And then when it come up here, something like the playoffs, all right, then you wonder why these things are happening. Well, what about what's going on over here as well? On top of what you talking about, Rodney, as far as the gambling. And we know everybody's not gambling, but today you never know, okay? But then when you come up there, then the NBA, they already got their system all. I'm not saying rigged, but they got their system. Okay, I told you earlier in this presentation, in this segment rather, about how they like to see certain teams, get together and play. All right, we notice a players' league. It is.
You're right. Here's my take on that, Tom. Like, it's real. I'm not saying it's LeBron's fault. I actually think it's the NBA's fault. Now, like EI, we can say around the turn of the time where it did start getting a little softer. LeBron isn't a victim of it. He's a mastermind in knowing how to manipulate the system to his benefit, which led to him having this longevity in this game and being able to be a master at it to his elite level. I'm 40, bro, over 40. So is he, and I bet you he doing stuff I'm not going to even attempt. But I mean, it's a testament that now the league allows for that to occur. Because when was the last time prior to that somebody had a 20-plus year run? Because we've softened up some of this now that y'all able to, okay, well, now that's a tiki-tack foul. Look at all them fouls that wasn't called on Shaquille O'Neal. Look at all the fouls that wasn't even called on Jordan. And he was one of the league's most favorite players. They didn't do no flopping when they got hit. Nah, bro, they pulled their britches up. Like, come on, bro. No, Joe Dumars, let Joe Dumars come into this league, bro. He come into this league right now. Let the Detroit Bad Boys pull up into this league right now. And I guarantee you they wouldn't survive. Charles Barkley's style of playing wouldn't be allowed here.
Robert Parrish, man. Robert Parrish.
Wasn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar the last person to play over 20 years? I think he played 22 years.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
That's when Brown, but at the same time, so it's leading to me, I get it. The sport has advanced, technology and all of this other elements of what you are able to do with it has advanced, but you're looking at it more as into entertainment as opposed to a sporting battle. It's an entertainment market, and it's a cash cow betting market. You don't know how many colleagues of mine and friends I hear talk about prize picks and all these other stuff. Nothing against it, but that's now where their added revenue is coming. So you're paying more attention to the analytics of those numbers than you are to those who are just engaging in the sport and doing it the right way. That's leading to the soft play.
You're right. All right,
that's just my 2 pennies, though.
No, I feel you, but it does get deep. We could talk about this forever, but we're gonna jump off the NBA. You guys, because I'm about to jump over to the NBA.
Yeah, we do WNBA now.
Let's do it. All right. So the WNBA. Media rights deals ballooned past $3 billion after adding new broadcast partners to the 11-year portfolio. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about the trades. There's been some trades that's been made. Chicago and LA had a trade with Ariel Atkins and Rickara Jackson. And also Chicago also acquired J.C. Sheldon from Washington Mystics, my bad, and a 2028 first round. And Angel Reese may end up in Atlanta with the Dream. Let's talk about the WNBA and what's going on in the WNBA. It's been a minute. And they leave.
Angela Reese,
it's getting popping.
Angela Reese is with the Dream. I saw her play the other day. Who did they play? They barely beat them, but they had to beat them at the last second. They were trailing that whole game. The Atlanta Dream, that is. They were trailing that home game, and then the last bucket that they made put them ahead, and it was like 91-90. That put them together. But just to get back to what you're saying on Rodney, And see, the Chicago Sky has pretty much dismantled this team. The only person that they have not got, they definitely hold on to is that Brazilian, Cardosa. And she's playing well too. But
they're going to try to build around her.
They are building around. Yeah, they are building around her. That's why they won't let her go. Okay, but everything else is gone. You know, and Chicago Sky management hasn't been that well in the last few years and things like that. But Angela Reese asked for walking papers, and she got them, and then she ends up, you know, down there with the Atlantic Dream playing with some younger players, about as young as she is, and they're gonna be phenomenal. They're gonna be
running gun
down there, right? Okay, they are, and that's just the way it's going. And just my comment on that $3 billion deal. I think that has a lot to do since, you know, they added 2 more teams. You know, Cleveland has a team and Toronto has a team. As you know, last year, Golden State, the Valkyries, you know, there was an expansion team for San Francisco and things like that. So it's just a sign that the league is growing and they're growing in revenue.
You see that deal that they signed?
Man.
That TV deal? Bro,
yeah.
I mean,
and that's because a lot of
everybody
people
knew.
You know?
Yeah, I knew it was. I mean, it's about time, to be honest with you. It's about time. They're long deserving of it, and it's more exciting. Do I think there are going to be elements to make them probably get to a higher tier? Not as high as the NBA, but of course, a lot higher than what they used to be. Heck yeah, they got a lot of exciting elements more to their league than they do than the NBA does to me right now.
Right.
The game has always been a better game.
I watch a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna let you get in here, Elijah, but I watch a lot of WNBA, and I'm telling you, each and every year the game gets faster, man. Okay, these women are lightning quick. Okay, and
they play with some grit.
More
what was you
athletic
gonna say?
Well,
yeah. What was you gonna say, Lodge?
Oh, it's just I completely forgot. But the other point that I was gonna say
is that
we're talking about the W.
Oh, we are talking about the W.
The Valkyries front office. I think the Valkyries front office, something's going on in that front office. So if you guys didn't hear, the other big story of the WNBA is they did all they could to trade during the draft. They got Katie Martin.
Yeah.
Then they turned around and cut Katie Martin.
Talking about,
and then the front office said, "Oh, we got plans for the cap and whatever." But why are you going to cut Katie Martin?
I didn't understand that either, Elijah.
She played what?
She played with Caitlin. She played with Caitlin in Iowa. Okay, she was drafted by the Vegas Aces, and then she got caught up. When they was bringing in these expansion teams, they had to protect only so many players, right? 5, 6, 7, 8 players, and she was left off. She was unprotected, and that's how the Valkyries got Caitlin Martin. And then just 48 hours ago, we cut what? Okay. Now, luckily for her, and I knew something like this was gonna happen. She got picked up by the Sparks, the LA Sparks, for the developmental side of it, though. So you could have a developmental player on the roster. She's not on the 11-man roster, but she's part of the team. I didn't understand. I don't know.
I don't understand why she's even
on a developmental roster. She's good. And I'm like, what?
She can shoot her tail. She's a specialist. She is a specialist. But you are, I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it, Elijah, but you do have a point. And I think that might be the question around the league. I don't know. I mean,
that's your ace in the hole. What you mean? My player might get in.
Side of remade their whole roster. Seattle, they done lost about 6 or 7 players, that they traded out or they signed as free agents elsewhere. There are some things going on, it seems to be a little shift, but the game is still there, though. They down there balling, man. They down there on that court balling, but yeah, some of these business decisions is questionable.
Yeah, you know me, and I will always state this on this show. I am a Valkyries hater. And everybody knows that I'm a Valkyries hater because they took my team away. They took my team away. I want my team
What
back.
team? What team,
The
bro?
Monarchs.
The Monarchs, man.
The Monarchs.
The Valkyrie didn't take your team. The Monarchs been gone.
They took the colors. That's what I think that's what Elijah alluded to. They took the colors.
What y'all, are y'all using it? Are y'all using it? Y'all ain't had the that's the only
no comment.
championship
I have
team
no
y'all
comment.
had.
Man.
What you mad about? You should be happy they paying homage to a team that Sacramento let go. Why don't you get mad at Sac? Don't get mad at the Valkyries, bro. Get mad at the Maloof brothers, pimp.
That part. That's real talk, though. That is real talk. Let's jump to the MLB, y'all. It's been a very interesting year. We've got the Athletics. We call them the Sacramento A's. They here. We're gonna call them the Sacramento A's, and we continue to call them the Sacramento A's while they're here. They're in first place. And then you got the Dodgers sharing first place with the Padres, and you got the Cubs sitting alone in first place over there in the Central AL Central. So, how you guys feeling about what's going on? I know it's a long season. MLB is a long season. They played 162 games. It's hella long. They probably only played maybe 40 games so far at the most. How you guys feeling about how
I don't want to sound like no hater, Rod. I don't.
What?
But it just started. Like,
I know it started, but do you think LA? So my question is this: since you jumped the gun, sir.
Hey, my it just started. Hey, y'all
talking
talking
about
happy about first right now.
And the Giants too.
Are we looking at the Dodgers? We know the Dodgers have spent hella money, man, and it's proven to work. Are we looking at the Dodgers being that team to come back with that three-peat? And is anybody going to challenge them? That was my question. I know it's the beginning of the season.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I always say this, and I always predict the winner 3 years in a row.
Defense wins championships.
Defense wins championships, and the defense that's going to win a championship if they keep playing it right is the Padres. I have to say it. The A's should have never got rid of Mason Miller.
I knew you
Come
were
on,
going to
man.
say that.
You knew I was going to say this. And if Mason Miller is the one, he's like the Kershaw. Since Kershaw done set his butt down, we got Mason Miller. If Mason Miller can stay healthy and they get that defense going, they can give the Dodgers a run for their money. But I still think at the end of the day, Dodgers might get that three-peat.
Okay.
He's gonna say that because Mason Miller has been on fire. Let me bring this up here because I just want to talk about the A's real quick here. Did y'all know they halted construction in Vegas on that new stadium? Y'all hear about that?
Yeah,
I did.
Something is wrong. Okay. And this comes at a time that the Sacramento Kings they're putting together a partnership right now to impress the MLB to get their own franchise.
Right.
All right, because West Sacramento, the city of West Sacramento, bought another plot of land, basically right over there by Sutter Hill Park. Just a few yards from Sutter Hill Park. It still will be on the river. It still will have the background of the Sacramento skyline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With the Tower Bridge and everything like that. But what's going on in Vegas with the A's? That's what I'm saying. The A's probably can't. They done already pulled $1 billion into this. Now they're going to halt construction because they're waiting for some money from somewhere else that has not came in yet. We need to keep our eye on this because this all coincides, okay? Because Sacramento, the attendance is up, right, Elijah? For the A's games this season, the attendance is up through 40 games. At least the games that they had thus far, they're trying to show that, and Sacramento can pack 30,000. They can pack in 30,000. Probably not every night, but on half the season. Here,
when this first started, I'm gonna say this real quick because I gotta get to class. When this first started, when the A's first came to Sac, I said Sacramento gonna mess around and keep the A's, bro. I don't know if y'all remember me saying that way back then, but I knew that it's Sacramento gonna mess around and keep the A's because again, this city has one of the dopest fan bases. The way that y'all can I don't think that can be tested in any facet of it. That city out there, look at what y'all was able to do with keeping the Kings. Yes, it was a communicative effort and a result, but it was not, the only big celebrity names I saw that was rallying was the ex-mayor.
Right.
That's really, I mean, there were other pivotal players, most definitely, but there was really kind of no
Kevin Johnson, Isaiah Thomas when he
names.
was here, but it was all Kevin Johnson that did.
Right.
Man, then for them to have the potential to get another major team and to broaden this franchise, hopefully that'll do something for that economy of the city. But more so, like you said, with the attendance being up, I think over time you will see.
Yeah,
they gotta most definitely change somewhere to play. That park ain't gonna do it.
Oh no, it's a
And
triple.
there's gonna have to be the infrastructure around the city is gonna have to be even more hotels, like EL said in the beginning of the podcast. I mean, of the show. They have to, in that whack prayer, my fault, I forgot. Let me address when you said it. They have to fortify the city to be able to contain that though. And it's not enough, but it is opportunity. You got land. Apparently they just purchased some. There is more ability to fortify it and build these new hotels and get some money going to that city. Why not?
You're right.
You know the old Macy's.
Or send them back to Oakland. How about that? My bad. I
think they should have never went to Oakland. But get back to Sacramento. You know the old Macy's that they closed late last year. That's gonna be a hotel. They're gonna knock it down and build a hotel there. So that's one. But they still need more hotel space though. These people.
Yeah.
Occupancy to be exact. That's one of the reasons why the Kings can't get the All-Star weekend because hotel occupancy is real low. So,
got you.
Unless they do that.
Hey, I gotta jump off and get to this class, man. I forgot to tell you, I'm getting the education online in class.
Got an online thing going right on, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, ain't nobody appreciate it.
No.
Anything you want to say before you go, bro?
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to see y'all again and to be back in the building and be sharing this space with y'all. It's dope. As far as that prayer with EL, keep on praying, bro. I ain't even finna. I probably gave you some mess for it, but keep praying. I mean, God answers. I don't know if He's gonna answer your whack one, but I mean, hey, keep on praying, Rod, man. It's cool. Good seeing y'all, man. You and T Hard, bro.
I'm gonna come to your shop and with some holy water. You keep on.
You say what? What you say?
I'm gonna come to your shop with some holy water and bless your.
Hey, you know I'm the prank king. You don't want to do that. You don't want to start that off. I'm the prank war king. I toilet paper your whole front lawn. Keep playing with me. Hey, I'll holler at y'all.
Sending nothing but love, you and the fam, for sure. Hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure that you know when we coming on here live. We love being on here with y'all live. I want to say what's up to Miss Jelly Robinson. She's a special one. I want to say what's up to Miss Elizabeth Coble, to Focus, TMK, and all of those that's watching us live on Instagram. Please go to YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Support this. We're trying to run this up so we can bring these more kind of conversation. At this point, I do want to do this real quick. I want to break in and just have a quick mention. I want to jump into motorsports, definitely. So this is where we headed to. But I do want to talk about Miss Dystany Spurlock. She's making history as a pioneering Black woman in NASCAR, any NASCAR affiliated motorsport. She became the first Black woman to compete in the NASCAR affiliated series, the ARCA East, on March 28, 2026. Then on April 18, 2026, she continued her breakthrough season by competing at Kansas Speedway. Then May 8th, this past few days, y'all, Miss Spurlock made her debut in the NASCAR National Series, driving the number 69 truck for MBA Motorsports at Watkins International. So before her stocker success, she was an accomplished motorcycle drag racer and became first woman to win the DME Racing Real Street Class in the XDA Series and holding records in that field. I want to give some love to Richmond, Virginia, which is where she hailed from. Marichelle, if we got any kind of visual on Miss Dystany Spurlock, could we please put that up real quick?
It's just a very great feeling. We've been trying to get here for so long. We did a lot of testing in the limited late models, and today we're debuting as me being the first African-American woman to race in NASCAR. So this is phenomenal, and like I tell everyone, this isn't for me. This is for the little ones that look up to me and that are coming up after me.
Much more success.
You definitely got to get home. She 34 years old, and she grew obviously she grew up in that type of environment in Richmond, Virginia, because you know they got the Richmond Raceway. Okay, Wendell Scott, may he rest in peace. You know, he's from Virginia. What's that? Danville, Virginia. You know, that's NASCAR all through there. But this unique person here, Miss Spurlock, she's a racer. Am I right, Rodney? She drive cars, she drive trucks, motorcycles. You're not gonna win that race against her, boy. She does it all. Okay. I know she'd have been up around 200 miles per hour. A woman driving 200 miles per hour, man, that's a daredevil right there. So I have to give it up to her. I know Marichelle we're gonna make this happen, trying to get her on the show. We had this conversation with her. I know she's really busy, but I don't think a lot of people understand or know about this. Okay. The first Black woman to drive, okay, to drive National Automobiles Stock Car Racing. All right, NASCAR. That's big.
That's big time, man.
Okay. Also, too, aside from that, because I want to hear Elijah's perspective on Ms. Spurlock. I started to watch Uppity, the documentary by Willie T. Ribb. I just got into it, but I was watching mainly basketball, so I had switched from it. But I'm gonna finish up watching that. Remember, we just interviewed him a couple months ago, so go check him out. One of the first, right. He was the first Black Formula One race car driver. But I tell you, the way this documentary started out, I have to finish it off. And if you are listening, you could. I think it's on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Go check it out.
Okay, definitely.
And I also have something else to share with you too. Hold on, Elijah. If you want to see Wendell Scott, the cinematical version of it, starring Richard Pryor, this movie came out like 1977. You can see that on YouTube. It's called Greased Lightning, starring Richard Pryor, portraying Wendell Scott, who we just mentioned too as well. Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yes.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. Antonio said it. If you put her in a car,
she's gonna get you.
She just needs some time. She can be up there with the Jeff Gordon. She's way better than Danica Patrick, and I can say that without a shadow of a doubt.
It's just she just needs that
It's
experience.
A very great feeling. We've been trying to get here for so long. We did a lot of testing in the limited late models, and today we're debuting.
Yeah, she knows exactly. She knows where she wants to be at. That's what I love, the confidence. Though, and you know, we talk about it all the time, man. There's failures throughout life, but the only way to succeed is to fail at some particular point. So I'm sure she went through a lot of hard time. We talked to Mr. Grayson Wilcott, who is a 12-year-old professional go-kart driver who his dreams is to become an F1. And his hero, we already know who it is Mr. Lewis. And the thing about it is, the reason I brought those two names up, and I'm sure she went through a lot because she is a young lady and she's a woman within the sport of NASCAR. And NASCAR has never been too friendly to our kind, some of us with pigment in our skin. So at the same time, I brought his name up due to the fact, and if you go to YouTube, you can watch on HAIRitage Sports Talk or go to M Exclusive Media. He expressed how the things that he's going through at the age of 12 years old, everything from racism just to the unprofessionalism, I'll call it, that comes with it. But to watch these grow and come and become those that there are and being trailblazers, and I want to give much love. Definitely that, Mr. It's incredible, man, because we're living history and sometimes we don't even pay attention when we're living history.
Man, that's and we did talk to him about that, those experiences that he's been having at the age of 12. But I follow a lot of this stuff on Facebook. That young man is just having a great time. He's just passionate. He loves what he's doing. He is amazing. Okay, that's why I said go watch that Willie T. Ribbs documentary. Is because in the opening, and I'm not going to give too much away, when he was talking about he was getting all these messages about getting in the brickyard and on the pavement and driving, he's getting all this negative energy back. You know what I'm talking about? And he said, I loved it. I loved it. Okay. But you see this young 12-year-old man from Chicago. He knows what he's facing, but he is having a great time. He is having a great life with his passion. Mm-hmm. That's the good part about it. And yes, he has failed, and he's going to fail again at a young age, but he's going to reach his goal. He got a goal, and he's going to reach it, Rodney. He's going to get there, Rodney. And we got to get him back on the show here soon too.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely bring him back. Because I really didn't want to end the one that we were doing that little month and a half ago. But we'll definitely get him back and we'll keep that pushing. All right. Elijah, American Gladiator.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, American Gladiator, they're returning after 40 years from their original series running. And there's someone who went to St. Francis. She was a sprinter. She was one of the fastest sprinters to come out of our neck of the woods. Elijah, you want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, give me one moment here. I can't pronounce. I'll make sure I pronounce the name right.
It's all good. She's a Sacramento native. Why, Elijah?
She's a Sacramento native.
She did go to St. Francis. I think she was on that relay team that
she was on
won. Yeah, she was on the relay team that had won that championship. Give me a second here.
Right. And then
I am so
no, you did. You're good.
I'm sorry.
I got
I'm
you.
I'm having a senior moment today. Give me one moment.
Okay. Go ahead.
But if anybody's never watched American Gladiators, American Gladiators is a show that tests people's strength and they do things such as pugil sticks
and courses and
these people go hard.
Right. She's so it's been 40 years since the original ran, and she's a personal trainer. She's a fitness coach, and she's also a professional powerlifter. Her name is Sydney Hunter.
Cindy Hunter.
She goes by I couldn't remember the code name. I have to remember the code name for American Gladiators. Her code name
Huntress.
Huntress.
No, I thought she was Empire.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's
she's bad. I couldn't remember the gladiator name. I want to use the gladiator name.
But it is all about
out there, all out strength. My favorite thing always was Assault was my favorite game.
And these people are out there. These are probably the most well-oiled machines, and Sydney was bad.
I mean, when she was on that team at St. Francis, she's probably one of the best athletes to come out of Sacramento. Now she's on Amazon Prime being an American Gladiator. 35 years after American Gladiators went off the air, she's back.
She gonna be the one, man. I'll tell you. And you know, what's crazy is we get a lot of things that come out of Sacramento, man, and a lot of people that come out of Sacramento. But we don't even talk about them locally when you really think about it, Tone. You agree with me? Like, we let some of the great stories get by us.
You hit it dead. Excuse me. You hit it dead on the nail, Rodney. Because I know by watching these A's games down at Southern Hills Park in West Sacramento Athletic, which is called it what it is, and it seems like every series, every team that comes through here has somebody from the Sacramento region or somebody from Sacramento. Okay, so it's a lot of things going on here. A lot of people from Sacramento are out in the world doing things, including Miss Sydney Hunter, who graduated from St. Francis High School back in 2015. Yes, she was a standout track and field player, but it seemed like, outside of, Sacramento, people, with that connection here, I'm just seeing that they're out there, doing their thing in different sports, or it don't even have to be sports. It could be entertainment, okay? It could be business, and they're making a name for themselves. And what I like about that is that kind of ups Sacramento, profile and things like that. Right. You know what I mean? So big ups to her. I used to watch this way back when. Y'all know how old I am. American Gladiator, that is. But it's good to see that, she's in there and she, competing, with these other competitors. She was just here last month, while they were promoting here. I didn't get a chance to go see her. I think she did something at the Guild Theater. Yeah, she was at the Guild Theater. They did a little Q&A, but hope she'll come back and spend some more time with us. And once again, congratulations to her. And I hope she win the whole thing.
I hope so.
She don't win. She's the one that punishes the people that want to win.
No, she's a punisher. Hey, so let's jump on. Since we're talking about Sacramento, we got Sacramento State. Sacramento State has been making some nice improvements that we look at. Marshall and myself, we both had an opportunity to go to a spring football game that they had. They got some good athletes that's trying out for there, man. How do you guys feel about? There's been a lot of, I guess, discouragement about the moves that they've been making over there. Some have called it a money hike. Others have called it more or less like unwitnessed business that's kind of been done. They joined a different league. How do you guys feel as far as the things that Sacramento State's doing and where the programs, all the athletic programs, as well as the academics also, where they're headed to?
Elijah.
Do y'all really want me to say this?
Let's talk about it.
It's the wrong way.
Me being in the back rooms of what was the WAC conference and what was going on and the deals that would go on, this was a very, very expensive move. And I want to know where this money is coming from. That's all I really want to say. And now the basketball team is at the same point as a Tennessee women's team where we have to go ahead and look at the situation. We're starting from the bottom again. Before an NBA season starts, we have 2 recruits left, I think, for basketball. But when it comes to that whole move, something to me, and you're going to hear this from me more than once, something's going on about that move that I don't know. And so I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut about it. But I need to know where that money is coming from. And Sac State's got to play everybody on the road on top of that. And so that's where my big question mark is.
Just to give a little context to what Elijah is saying, the Sacramento Kings football team will be playing in the Mid-American Conference, the MAC, and all all their games will be at least 2,000 miles or more. And then the teams that will be visiting Sacramento will have to travel to Sacramento. The Sacramento Kings have to foot that bill. I think the fee to enter the MAC was $5 million, $6 million. Then there was another $18 million taxed on. I think that had to go to the NCAA, or that could be vice versa, or whatever it is. This is money that's coming out of the Sacramento Kings coffers. And I know I have seen a report. One guy had put it down as far as the numbers is that the program may be spending like $11 to $12 million for all its athletic programs. I don't know. That's just how it's been reported. So yeah, there has been some things about the money deal and the timing of the situation, because maybe Sacramento Kings administration could have sought for another deal. The Pac-12 is trying to come back together. You know, they'll be adding more teams. That could have been a possibility too. So yeah, that's only thing that I'm gathering. As far as basketball, there has been a few basketball players on the men's side that have went into the portal, including what's his name, Mickey Williams. Is that his name? He was the leading scorer on that team. He was a top prospect coming out of high school. I think he was a 4 or 5 star high school prospect. He's moving on, so he's probably going to be at his 4th school in the last 4 years. Mickey is from San Diego area, so but it doesn't seem that it's bothering Mike Bibby at all. He still has to recruit. He still has to bring other players in there. I think he still has Shaquille O'Neal signed for just 1 more year, so we'll see what happens with that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on there. There's a lot of changes going on in the athletic department. There's a lot of questions going on about the money and everything. We'll see how that goes. But they are spending out a whole lot of money in these next 5 years as far as that football program and what they're trying to do. But in the same regards to the football coach, Alonzo, we want to make sure that he gets everything that he needs, because now, you know, this is his first opportunity to be a head coach. I know you want to make a splash, and you doesn't want to make it in the MAC, so let's give him that type of support. All this other stuff that come out in the wash probably won't come out for a while, probably won't come out at all, okay? Elijah and I have been talking about this. I've been hearing some things. Elijah's been hearing some things. We're going to put 2 and 2 together. Some of those things, and some of those things are true. Are true. Some of those other things need to be verified, but that's just basically what it is. And just like Rodney told y'all, you know, up front with our presentation before we came in, you know, we're only going to be spitting facts. So we're not spinning anything that, you know, could be libelous. We're not going to, you know, go against Sacks anything like that. But there has been some questions from all fronts.
Correct. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
No, I would just worry about the students
with the NC2A alignment, wanting them to stay on the West Coast, and this move to the MAC is against that alignment. So that's the question that I have. Like Tony said, we're trying to put 2 and 2 together, and we don't want to come out and say anything until we know it's fact.
So I would really like to know
that and what's going on.
I totally agree. My question for Sacramento. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right.
What was I telling you?
See, Elijah, you done been through this. You went there, you know, with your alma mater, Fresno State University, but apparently they made the right moves, right? When they made an adjustment to go to another conference.
Right, but that was the thing. They were invited. And so when all that stuff
happened, when that whole Mountain West versus the WAC thing happened, they didn't get invited to the party until later because the other schools got into it, and a lot of that was caused by the beginning of BYU. But that's another podcast if you guys all know. But you have to be truly invited with that, and usually, like what's going on with now with the SEC realignment and things like that, the teams are only paying $5 million. So that's why I was concerned about what's going on. I need to know what's going on with that AT2A because the numbers just don't add up.
Well, we'll figure. I'm sure more information will come out on all those issues and whatnot. But I was going to say my question earlier, and I'll leave this as a cliffhanger for the Sacramento State and Sacramento region itself. Just as a cliffhanger question, Sacramento, you've been asking for growth for years. You have a professional basketball team. There's a professional soccer team here, and they're about to build a major stadium for them. You have the Sacramento Athletics, or you have the Athletics, which is in Sacramento at this particular point. What also helps it on a national level also. Now, and then you got Sacramento State making these major deals, dealing with major money. Are you willing to play the game to get to the point to where it's called major city? Or are you going to complain along the way, or are you going to play the game along the way? I'm going to leave that part at that part. We'll bring that back up at the next episode. Let's jump into WWE. We'll talk about that next time. I just want something that people can sit on and have a thought, and then maybe we can do a live one with this, and we'll have guests on that can also have a discussion about it. Let's talk about WWE, Elijah. Tone.
All right.
Well, that's a
I
lot.
was going to say this.
I'm just going to say it's about WWE. We're not going to talk about matches that happen. We're just going to say Jacob Fatu is a badass, and we'll just leave the wrestling at that. We'll just stop right there. What we need to talk about is TKO, UFC,
and what's going on with this money.
Now,
Right.
Let's start off with this money first before we talk about who they released and what happened here. If you see the graphic that's on the screen, you see Amari Emanuel. Now, Amari Emanuel's compensation in 2024 was $18 million.
He made a 200% increase to $67 million.
Most of that happened because of the growth of WWE and where they got the money from. Not UFC, from WWE.
And they wanted to go
Ahead and do that. Now, there's a thing about this number that I want people to see.
They said
That Ari Emanuel was the #1 CEO for the year of 2025 and made double
of what the CEO from Comcast made. Double.
Now, here's where the WWE things come in at. WWE has released 26 major superstars.
A lot of them are superstars of color. Now, the biggest walkout, like we had last year with R-Truth,
Was the New Day.
the New Day got called in. And this is even happening with some of the biggest
talents in WWE,
they're calling them in.
and asking them to restructure their contracts.
The New Day got asked to restructure their contracts to half of what they were making. Kofi Kingston is considered to be
The African American that is the most decorated wrestler of all time, asking him to cut his compensation from $1 million to less than $500,000.
after the restructuring, they came out and said, no, we won't. And when you're making these type of
Compensations, what is really going on? Then they released Kairi Sane, which is probably the top 5 women professional wrestlers in the world.
and they just released her.
Wow. So,
Of course.
it seemed like, yeah, go ahead, Tom. No,
I
you go
just
ahead.
wanted to, like, what's going on with the money though? Okay, because they just report that they just made like $2 billion, well, $1.5 billion, which is a 26% jump in revenue. Okay, and they made something like $500-600 million in one quarter. So, the money is there. So you're talking about, you got to pay people for their talent, right? This is what it's all about. Elijah, paying for my talents. Well, they got the money. So where the money going then if you ain't giving it to, you got, you asking these people to restructure their contract.
Exactly.
Yeah, where is the money? And the thing is, you want Roman Reigns to cut, and they said that the rumor is that they want Roman Reigns to cut his money too. So you're talking about the leader of the Owani family, besides The Rock, and telling him to take a pay cut? On top of it, the man that has a Jordan shoe named after him, and you want him to take a pay cut too? And you making all that employee compensation? And then you're going to put people on the White House lawn for Juneteenth?
Yeah, that's another one too.
With Mr. Candy, and these guys just making money fist over fist.
But Donald Trump has his hands in TKO, if y'all didn't know
they
that.
will give you money. Okay.
Because Donald Trump was the first one that told Dana White that when the UFC first started, he didn't know where he was going to have it. He said, come on the Trump Towers. Let's talk some money. I want in.
And remember, he's one of the beginnings. He still got money in TKO. So, with Linda McMahon on his cabinet.
Grifting. That's what that is. And we're talking about record-breaking box office numbers too here, folks.
WrestleMania 2 years.
Running in Vegas, breaking banks to talk about they ain't got no money.
How you think this is gonna shake out, man?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to shake out because
I
honestly think
holler about the money's being poured in, and at the same time you're probably saying we're in debt. I don't know. I can't see that. When I've just told you the thing went up 26% in one quarter.
I honestly think somebody's going to come to their senses. And I honestly think, even as old as Vince McMahon is, I think he's going to come back and be like, I want my stuff back.
Yeah. They let him get it back. Okay. Then they got this deal with Netflix. I heard. I think you told me that. Did you say they had a deal with Netflix or what?
Yeah, they had to deal with Netflix, but the deal with Netflix is going sideways, and then that moved to ESPN. And now everything is going to be on ESPN. Right. And if you notice, ESPN's content now, even in the middle of SportsCenter, in the middle of everything else, you got people like Danhausen showing up, cursing the Knicks. And it's like, what's going on? I remember with professional wrestling as a kid, it was just fun. We knew it wasn't sport. We were watching it for fun. Now it's all about how much money you're going to make and how much money you're going to take people for.
So basically all these entities, NWAs, you see, I'm on something else, NBAs, NFLs, even MLBs and WWEs, it's all coming to a figure of nothing but really about the intake. Right? The cash that's coming in. It has nothing to really do with the sport itself anymore. It's all turned so much business that they forgot about the average fan that's watching and how it affects the team to get inside these stadiums and arenas, right?
Here's an example. I'll say this. Back in '96, I got my money from selling my textbooks back. The same day tickets went on sale for the Royal Rumble in Fresno. It's the first time they're going to have a big pay-per-view anywhere in Fresno. I sat right at the upper deck where you can see into the ring. 4 seats cost $120. for 4 seats. I saw The Undertaker knock Bret Hart in the head with that bell.
Okay.
We were just going because we didn't have nothing else to do on a Sunday. 4 tickets, okay? Me and my roommates.
Today, those 4 tickets in that
Same spot would be like $4,000.
Wow. Well,
Money
that's something.
Money.
Times have changed, man. And you know, we can even come home and talk about that because we can go to the Golden One Center, and there's certain tickets that like maybe 10, 15 years ago was a lot cheaper than what they are today, even though they're not playing their best ball. So I think on the next HAIRitage Sports Talk, we'll have a discussion about how can we as fans affect the way that business is being handled, because we do affect it. And I know the TV streams and all that and the big deal, and it all makes more sense than the average fan walking in. But I think that if the viewership does fall a little lower, the attendance, we've talked about that part of it tonight, how it's kind of it's dropped off at every level, major levels and everything. Any last words from you guys before we get out of here, man?
Oh, yes. You know I do. Something happened today at the state capitol when I was down there reporting, and it does have to do with a specific individual from Sacramento State University. I want to congratulate Ayana Gonzalez. She was honored on the assembly floor today and the Senate floor, both floors, but I mainly seen her in the assembly chamber because I was able to get some photographs. Miss Ayana Gonzalez was honored for becoming Sacramento State first women's national champion at the National Collegiate Boxing Association National Championship. She is a 2-time All-American and also was named Most Outstanding Boxer. She come from that thing that you checked out not too long ago, Rodney, you and your brother.
Yeah, me and Marisol, we had a chance to attend that, and to even see her in a live sense, man, she's good.
Okay.
Everything that she does, she's
I
good.
didn't do that, but I've been seeing her name around, and I was just,
Right.
Just attracted to what they were doing. I mean, she was honored on the legislature floors, both of them,
right,
in the Senate House and the Assembly House. That's big. And they gave her a resolution and everything. And she brought her belts, So the next time I will have to give Marichelle the photos of that moment so we can post it the next time we're in there if we remember that, though. But once again, congratulations.
Definitely that. Yes. Elijah, any last words?
Just a shout out to everybody, and this is for my 49ers fans. If y'all in Sacramento, if y'all go to that new remodeled Burlington Coat Factory, they have Samuel Senior jerseys up in there, the real ones before they changed them to Fanatics. The ones that actually are the good ones, they are in the Burlington Coat Factory. So if you want a good Niners jersey, go and run down there. They have them in white and they have them in red. So go up in there and go get them. No, they was in there on Mother's Day. I saw them yesterday. So
they wasn't giving them away.
Down there and get them then.
You better go down there and get them because they're gonna go quick because they're the authentic ones with the sew on. So, and they're the ones that they were making before they changed over to the bad Nike Fanatics ones. So if you want good quality 49ers jersey, go to Burlington Coat Factory on Florin Road before they get out of them.
And pick them up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is HAIRitage Sports Talk. We talk about everything on the side, everything on the inside. We definitely talk about everything in the cut. I know we all living through some trying times right now. Gas is $140 a gallon. Food has risen to enormous prices. But I want everybody to keep a calm head, keep yourself safe, and keep your family safe. Tell those that's next to you, tell them you love them. Hit the like button, subscribe, please. Take care of yourself and take care of your family around you. Tone, It's always a pleasure, man. Every time that we get on here, Elijah, you know I love you, my guy. To my man D Speed, it's always a pleasure.
Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Y'all ready to get out of here? All right.